Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on Yapaj. Now, mind you, we're saying it's a lot of pressure on a guy that just went 20-0. You know, we're talking about Scam going 15-0 as well, so they had a fantastic, as you mentioned, fantastic performance game 1. They just kind of need to replicate that, which is easier said than done. But it looked so domineering earlier. I think this time, that highlight, as you mentioned, is on mid. Armel needs to absolutely dominate that Tiny with his Void Spirit. Like, you can't allow Yapaj to have a smooth ramp up to his 6, to have a smooth ramp up to his Blink. That's going to be the key timer for Yapaj. Blink Dagger for the Avalanche toss combos. Once you have that, all the space in the world is going to be bought out, and you know, it's not something you can afford to do. TnC for their part, there has to be a little bit more farm history. Look at this, Mike. Whitemon. Look at Whitemon. He's done it. He's doing it.
Are you ready to rumble?
That's a key to victory, Mike. Maybe this time TnC's got the good juju going because of this.
30 seconds to battle.
Yep. I have no clue. Like, it's not for wards. It's not for any control. I think it's good luck. I think it's a good juju. You know, this is how he gets his APM up. This is how he gets to focus in, Mike. He sees the Roche, beelines for it. They get an even bounty rune trade as well. And I think TnC, they're pretty fine with this. We're not seeing shenanigans in any sort of lane swaps. It's just going to be straightforward. They do draw a Whitemon bot, so we've got a Faceless Void Snapfire dual lane. Not the most potent, mind you. Like, the Whitemon can kind of zone out, play hard here. Maybe try to play against JG, get some space out for the Void. But Void versus Veno, you talked about it. It can be hard for the Void to dodge that DOT damage. So JG, once he hits level 3, should be a good point to make it harder for Gabby to find some safe farm.
A small adjustment. I sense distortions in the void. Your anger is useless here. Not for you.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, and Yapaj is already off to a decent start. 4-2. Armel's just close though. Yeah, it's not good. Not good for Armel. Still, gonna be important for those power runes as well when it comes up, right? Like, both the Tiny and the Void Spirit will want those runes up, so rune control is gonna be key. You can already see the wards watching it, and you can't overstep as well if you're Armel. Yapaj can just throw the Avalanche, and Resonant Pulse does not block Avalanche. Yeah, it's just harder for Armel if he does overextend. So at the least, you know, if he juggles at this inlay timing, fine. He's going to be on point. Still, have a look at the top lane, which we haven't really peeked into. You've got Scam along with Januel on that Spectre plus Treant up against KP's Bloodseeker, and Tim's on that clock. Getting off the pole, we're going to find that EXP. Of course, they are trying to bully KP away. The issue is a Bloodseeker left alone is a Bloodseeker happy. He gets some EXP. He's got Thirst running, and he can just kind of find regen just from the creep wave dying. So it's really hard to completely zone out a Bloodseeker, and Scam can't do much about it, even with a Treant.
Nothing to your pile. Look they roar!
Yeah, it's a bit trickier for Gabby to play on the edge, but they're not being aggressive here, TnC, so there's no overextension to punish. And as you mentioned, Neon's just kind of stuck playing this passive game. They do secure the bot rune though. Play hard does take it.
A rolling stone. Denied.
Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's courier has been killed.
Yeah, it took a while. Like, that was right around the 5-minute mark for first blood. That does give a lot of bounties out towards the side of Neon Tree so far. They should be able to snipe one away. No, it's denied off by Play Hard. So 3 for nil bounties at the 5-minute mark. Neon not going to feel too bad now giving first blood, finding those map objectives. Never something you want to see, and that's down to the fact that TnC is forced to run a trial lane bot. Like, he has to maintain this presence, but he's copying a lot of damage here.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I sense distortion in the void.
Yeah, you know, you ask and you shall receive, and he does get it. Rotation up top. KP is not healthy. This could be a good kill. And we're just seeing the value from that living armor. It stalls out these fights long enough. We've mentioned that in draft, but Neon, when they can stall a fight, they start to really clump in and start finding those wins. So you have to be cautious about how far forward you push this out. Try lane for TnC bot, not paying off just yet.
If you look long enough into the void.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, you're pretty happy if you're a tiny 102. You're gonna have a good ramp up, though.
I made him faceless. but I'm not maceless.
That's a bit of an issue, not having any stuns outside of your Vengier and your Tiny. So 2 escapes coming out, not finding the punishment. And as you mentioned, good chrono out for Gabby. Not the biggest kill. It did take a while, but you found a kill. Gabby as well is forced to go for this Hood of Defiance build, so it's not Mask of Madness. He's gonna have to go defensive. They can play around with their other spells instead, but this does indicate that Gabby might want to play with a Chrono Snapfire combo that we've been talking about.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, and they've already got Whitemon hanging in the back line. It's just a couple of creeps away from the 6 as well, so this is going to be really good timing for TnC if they go for the defense, but looks like they're not. Level 6 is up on Whitemon though. Could try to do a Kisses play if he wanted to.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
A gift from the goddess.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Jackpot.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it just sets him back even further on that. Void Spirit is lagging behind our Tiny by just a small amount, but he has wasted a lot of time walking around.
Tower is under attack.
My last.
Yeah, it's an interesting build here from Scam. Blade Mail Rush on that Spectre. Not something we see too often from a Spectre that has been free farming. I think we see it when they're behind.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh. Yeah, just Haunt Blades coming in. Really good use of that in Scam, and I'm guessing Blade Mail is the maiden now, is it? I haven't seen Spectre in a while. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Draws it out 7-7. TnC's gonna be pleased in the end with the results of that. They're just pushing it a bit too far. Needs to wait for that blink to really jump the back line. Just about 800 gold off, and once you've got that, you're in a really good spot. The pace of the game is rather even. I think I'm looking at Gabby. He's also going for a Manta style after that Defiance. We are seeing Scam go for that exact same item next. Johnny Well is, of course, you know, on the pause of 5 tree, and so we're not seeing anything like a Meteor Hammer come out, but he is still being highly effective in shoving out these waves, even with just level 1 Nature's Grasp. It's just enough to stall out those pushes, which is what you want with the Treant. The next big things to come out here for TnC has to be the build up on Armel. Yule still being saved up for, not quite there yet. And once you've got the Yules, you can at least set up, find some solo kills. And TnC, they are smoked up, trying to make something happen.
Novel.
Oh.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Just take their time here. I'm not a favorable trade at all. TnC is still going to be happy. They're still playing this farming game. It really just boils down to that. Like, if you can't find any of these cores farming up, you draw even in terms of the supports. Map control is relatively even here as well. I just saw the both boards up top expire at the same time. So they're maintaining control at the same spots. That ward we saw at the bot lane, bot triangle as well. They're just keeping it even. And it's like a spring, like a coil that's set to just kind of unwind. It's going to be explosive once they're ready, which could be now as your Paj does have his blink.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The hidden talent
Faceless.
Looking pretty good for TnC. They hold on to the chrono. Now they probably want to save that for when kisses are back up, which is relatively soon. They know the blink's ready. They know the haunt's down, overgrowth's down. It's an opportunity for TnC if they wanted to.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's just a massive win there, and that was the chrono we were looking for with the kisses, just lining up that combination. TnC always had that option on hand. Neon does not have a clear angle to reach Whitemon at the back. That's the one issue with these heroes. It's down to really just your Paj to sneak in there and cancel off the kisses, and that's a job easier said than done for the Tiny. Now they do hold on to their mid-tier 1. You're seeing the Treant effect come into play. They're healing it up and kind of undo the damage there. So they hold on to their objectives, and TnC, well, they do have a slight net worth lead now, 2k up in their end. But you would want these objectives to start falling as well. As you stall out, you know, the Treant just gets more and more value from keeping this game prolonged.
For the twins.
have the gratitude of the void.
Regeneration.
Yeah, they've gotten enough space out for our Faces Void to really just free farm. The investment in this Head of Defiance has saved him more than once now. which is absolutely great for Gabby. Neon at this point, they've got this weird draft where there's some momentum-based heroes here, like JG's Venomancer, and Yopaj's Tiny. They needed to play fast around these heroes, but at 18 minutes in, it does feel like they've slipped that momentum out. Now it's all about stalling. Stall, stall, stall until Schem is big enough to really handle everyone else, and that's a ways off. Like, the Manta style is almost done, 800 gold away. After that, they're looking for more items coming in, and we already pointed it out, but Gabby is actually ahead of the Spectre as well. So Neon kind of needs to find an angle, maybe try to get that pick-off game still going with Yopaj. It's been a lot slower for the Tiny than we'd expect, and his build-up as well is more utility. 4 staff into Yules for Yopaj means our damage output is not going to be as bursty as it can be.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Are they?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You're larger than, but somehow still less than a worm.
Oh man. Yeah, they're not cleanly finding anything to catch at Schem, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
and you can see what TnC is trying to do here. They're throwing their heads against the wall to get this mid tier 1, but it's a Treant game. If they take too long to win these fights, and by the time they do, Treant's back up, healing the mid tier 1, they can't go for the fight, and now with smoke from Neon, they want to play aggressive on their end. Oh.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's just a brutal back and forth from both sides. Finally ending that stalemate mid. So you've got a tier 1 mid tower advantage here for the side of Neon. That enables them to perhaps start digging into this jungle here on TnC's end. For TnC's part though, they do have wards watching for now, that entrance. So they should know when someone's playing around that area, but not for too long, as at least one of the wards will expire. Now it's, again, back to that farming game. Skem saving up for the defusal. So defusal mata is the name of the game here. Once you've got that, you can definitely run down to Faceless Void. You'll have to watch your mana management here if you're Gabby. And looking at Gabby, he is saving up for the MKB next. So just steady damage build up for Faceless Void. Same thing goes for our Spectre, although Gabby has to be a bit cautious. Nah.
There it goes. Incoming.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to reveal it. The silence is going to mess up Neon. They don't really have defensive items. They still don't have the Yules up on Yapaj. The Manta on Skem will save him once, but not twice over. So going to have to watch the use on that Dispel. And they are smoked up as 4. They've left KP behind, but it's on the wrong side of the map.
Coming in.
My path leads to riches.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Do it with me.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's middle
It's a
tower is under
magnificent
attack.
win coming out from them. A really good use. It was a bit scattered. Like the Chrono is only onto 1, the Kisses were only onto 1, but it doesn't matter when you find the wins anyway. And that does give them a 5k lead. Neon just a bit too scattered in the response. They can't afford to have Yapaj die first, right? Like a lot of their fights, a lot of their wins were off the back of this tiny. Yapaj needs to watch his positioning a bit more, and they really need to protect that Spectre. Like the fact that they all got caught in the blood right, the silence meant that they couldn't swap out, they couldn't save, and Skem was just in a very awkward spot. The Blade Mail alone at this point isn't enough to stop the heroes of TnC from hitting away. And you just kind of melt when they can focus you down. So TnC now 6k up. They really just need to find more objectives on the map, but with those wins, with those kills, with the scaling a Faceless Void gets, and with the MKB Gabby has now, I think their chances are looking pretty darn good, even if they're not quite clearing out the towers yet.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
not easy.
Oh.
Monster kill!
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ooh, Neon just not lining up their intro in there. Like you mentioned it, but stall out from Tim's just opening up so many opportunities. First ages of the game going the way of Gabby. And Neon now in a very bad spot. 28 to 20, sure, fairly close there, but 11k behind with a Spectre. It's not a great feeling, right? Your Spectre is just feeling weaker and weaker. Skem with a Blade Mail, Manta, Diffusal can still pick off single target heroes, but the greater team fights are just not shaping up. And we're reaching a point now where the Faceless Void's Chronosphere is just that much more potent. There's just nothing to stop it. Gabby's got the damage built up. He's got the durability. This diversion into the Hood of Defiance paying off dividends for a Faceless Void. And Neon, they hold on to objectives. They can stall out with John well, but they need to start winning some of these fights. They need to get Yapaj in the position where he can get burst, and this is one shortcoming of this utility build. He just isn't finding the damage anymore at 30 minutes in.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Very difficult. I'm not sure what itemization we might see from Skem to help out. Like the Scotty is gonna help a bit. It just doesn't feel like he's gonna have the same impact as the Faceless Void is right now, unless he gets that much tankier. And even Armel, right? He's rushing the Octarine. It's gonna be that much more durable. Gonna have that much more spell spam coming through. Gonna be so hard to deal with. And with a smoke, perfect scan onto Skem. It's in a risky spot.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, no rush. And they hold the Aegis for
Dire's bottom
about 2 more minutes anyway. They've got a lot of time in it. Dota Plus is giving them an 87% advantage. And I think that's just set to grow against the effect of the Faceless Void towards the late game. Neon really need to get Scam that space out. The Satanic is up for Gabby. She's just going to be that much harder to kill. There is a smoke here though. Neon want to defend that tier 2.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh. Dire's